Konnichiwa minasan, Nihongo no gakusei desu. In this lesson, we will learn how to say want to do or want to plus verb. And that is by using the verb stem plus tai desu. Example, we have these sentences. Kondo no shumatsu wa eiga o mitai desu. I want to watch a movie next weekend. Eiga o mitai desu. Or here we can say eiga ga mitai desu. Both are acceptable. Itsuka America ni ikitai desu. Itsuka America ni ikitai desu. I want to go to America someday. Okay, so here we have the tai desu form. So these verbs mean want to watch, want to go. So how do we find out the verb stem? The verb form that goes before the mas is the verb stem. So here we have the verbs in the mas form. Tabemas, nomimas, okimas, hanashimasu, yomimasu, kaimasu, mimasu, benkyou shimasu, hatarakimasu, asobimasu, shimasu, machimasu. So here, to find the verb stem, we just remove the mas here. And so these are the verb stem of the verbs, as you can see here. So now let us see the sentences again. Kondo no shumatsu wa eiga o mitai desu. The kanji highlighted in yellow is the verb stem, and tai desu is in green. Itsuka America ni ikitai desu. Here, iki is the verb stem. It comes from ikimasu. Okay? Kutsu kaitai desu. Kutsu kaitai desu. Here, the verb stem is kai when mas is removed. So it comes from kaimasu. Okay, understood? Of course, tai desu can be conjugated as an e adjective because it is a verb, of course. So here we have the conjugations for the e adjective. So we have no desu, as in no desu. Desu is dropped. Then we have desu, kunai desu, kunai, katta, katta desu, kunakatta, kunakatta desu. For example, we have the verb taberu, taberu. Now we are going to apply the conjugations for the e adjective. First, we have tabetai, tabetai, want to eat. So we have no des here because it is in the casual form. Tabetai des, polite form. We have the des, tabetai des. Now, for tabeta kunai, as you can notice, we drop the hiragana i. So it becomes tabeta kunai. Tabeta kunai. Same with tabeta kunai desu. Tabeta kunai desu. The polite form. For the past tense, tabeta katta. Tabeta katta. Okay, wanted to eat. Tabeta katta desu. Tabeta katta desu. For the past negative, tabeta kunakatta. Tabeta kunakatta, did not want to eat. And finally, tabeta kunakatta desu. Tabeta kunakatta desu, did not want to eat in the polite form. Okay? Alright, some examples of this conjugation. Ano hito ni wa aitaku nai desu. Aitaku nai desu. So here, kunai desu. It is in the negative. Don't want to see. Aitaku nai desu. Obento ga kaitakatta kara konbini ni ikimashita. I went to the convenience store because I wanted to buy a boxed lunch. Obento, boxed lunch. So as you can see here, kaitakatta is in the past tense. So wanted to buy. Aitakatta. Keisa, asagoa no tabeta konakatta. I did not want to eat breakfast this morning. So here, tabeta kunakatta is in the casual form, casual past negative. Tabeta kunakatta, didn't want to eat. Now, when we want to say something that we have entertained for some time, we can say, I have wanted to. Okay? For example, Ryugaku shitai to omoimasu. I have wanted to study abroad. So as you can see here, we use the phrase to omoimasu. To omoimasu, but it is translated as have wanted. I have wanted specifically. Ryugaku shitai to omoimasu. Kyoshi ni naritai to omoimasu. I have wanted to become a teacher. I have wanted. Kyoshi ni naritai to omoimasu. Nihon de hatarakitai to omotteiru. Nihon de hatarakitai to omotteiru. Hatarakitai to omotteiru. I have wanted to work in Japan. So here we just conjugated omoimasu to te form, omotteiru. Okay? Take note of an important detail here. If we want to describe what somebody else's wishes, we do not use "たいです." Instead, we use quotations, observations, or guesses. In this example, watashi wa ryugaku shitai desu. This is absolutely fine because it is referring to yourself. But when we are referring to other people, for example, Yuki-san wa ryugaku shitai desu. This is not how do we say it. So for example, Yuki told us that she wants to study abroad. So Yuki said she wants to study abroad. Here, we must use to ittaimashita. So Yuki-san wa ryugaku shitai to ittaimashita. Yuki said she wants to study abroad. Okay? So note in Japanese, we retain the tense of the quoted speech. So when Yuki told us in the present tense, we must also use the present tense in the quoted speech. It's the same with the past tense. If she said in the past tense, then we must use the past tense in the quoted speech also. But in English translation, when we use the word said, Yuki said, we must follow it by the past tense. So Yuki said she wanted to study abroad. That's how English translation works, but it is quite different in Japanese. Another, what if I think Yuki wants to study abroad? In this case, we use tagatteimasu. Tagatteimasu. Yuki-san wa ryugaku shi tagatteimasu. I think, or it seems, Yuki wants to study abroad. In this case, we are observing. We are making a guess. So here we do not use to omoimasu. Yuki-san wa ryugaku shitai to omoimasu. So we do not use this in this particular case. We do not use to omoimasu. So to describe your observation to the effect that somebody wants to do something, we use a special verb, tagatteiru, instead of tai or tai desu. It comes from the verb tagaru. So I think she wants the way she behaves. I think she wants it the way she behaves, according to our observation. So it is the verb stem plus tagatteiru or tagatteimasu, their conjugations. Yuki-san wa ryugaku shi tagatteimasu. I think it seems Yuki wants to study abroad. Ryugaku shi tagatteimasu. Okay. And for the negative, Yuki-san wa ryugaku shi tagatteimasen. Ryugaku shi tagatteimasen. Okay. I think it seems Yuki doesn't want to study abroad. Now for some exercise, we're going to change the following verbs into type form. Example, ハンバーガーを食べる eat hamburger. In the affirmative response, はい、ハンバーガーを食べたいです。食べたいです。And in the negative response, いいえ、ハンバーガーを食べたくないです。No, I don't want to eat hamburger. Now we're going to change the verbs into type form. And these are the verbs. 湖に行く、日本語を練習する、温泉に行く、会社の社長になる、日本で働く、車を買う、日本に住む、留学する、and 山に登る。Here we indicate whether the response is in the affirmative or negative. はい and いいえ。Alright, for number 1. 湖に行く go to lake. I want to go to lake. はい。湖に行きたいです。I want to go to the lake. 湖に行きたいです。Next, 日本語を練習する。I want to practice Japanese. 日本語を練習したいです。Yes, I want to practice Japanese. Number 3, 温泉に行く to go to hot spring. Yes, I want to go to the hot spring. Say, 温泉に行きたいです。I want to go to the hot spring. 会社の社長になる。So, no, I do not want to become company president. なる is なりたくないです。So, 会社の社長になりたくないです。なりたくないです。Next, 日本で働く。日本で働きたいです。日本で働きたいです。I want to work in Japan. 車を買う。I want to buy a car. 車を買いたいです。車を買いたいです。日本に住む。Live in Japan. I want to live in Japan. No, I do not want to live in Japan. いいえ。So, 日本に住みたくないです。日本に住みたくないです。I don't want to live in Japan. 留学する。Want to study abroad? 留学したいです。留学したいです。And lastly, we have 山に登る。Climb mountain. I don't want to climb a mountain. 山に登りたくないです。山に登りたくないです。I don't want to climb a mountain.